Good morning, everyone. T.I. Dave here, and I'm here with David Morrow, a.k.a. HardTarget, and his channel, I think, is at HardTarget 1258, right, David?
Yeah, that's right.
Um, I met David. I've known him for since 2022.
Yeah,
As a
something
matter of
like that.
fact, he called me one time when he was getting chased and stalked really, really hard, and I've known him ever since. Anyway, he worked. He was a citizen reporter from the Brady List. And something about National Geographic. I don't know the whole story, but he'll get into it. He's been targeted ever since, heavily targeted. And I think one time, I think somebody was messing around David on Facebook and said, "Look, you can put David Morrow's thing into Alexa and it'll show that he's a target individual." Something like that came up, and I checked it, and I was like, "Wow." So anyway, David, glad to have you on.
Thanks for
Uh,
having me, Dave.
yeah, I guess my first question would be like what was your life like before you were targeted compared to what it's like now? I'm just
Um,
trying to get an idea of how give people an idea of how it destroys lives, or how it can.
well, basically, it's like this. 15 years ago or so, I would have said you were crazy. I'm crazy because I never heard of this stuff. I've never experienced this stuff. I have no idea. I lived a normal life. I lived in Arkansas for 35 years. Moved to Ohio 2014 at the end of 2014. Um, I got a profession. I got a lot of skills, a skilled trade. I'm a millwright, a maintenance tech, HVAC license, citizens reporter at the Brady's List. I got a commercial fisherman's license. I had my own fishing business in Arkansas for everything went downhill. I had a pretty normal life. I love America. I'm a patriotic person. I love my country. I just don't agree with what the powers that be in the government's been doing. I always had a political foot in things. I just never thought our country would go against its tax-paying citizens and targeted its own citizens and then put us in these programs to do this. So, with that being said, I went all out after I figured out what was going on in 2019, and it was a rough ride. My targeting's not like everybody else's. It's a little bit more extreme. I've captured a lot of evidence that other people do not have, and that makes mine special because my channel shadow banned and every platform I'm on is also shadow banned. But there's been a lot of teaching and learning that I've learned how to get around. Like you showed me how to beat algorithms and stuff, and share a lot of things that other people can't see. Um, the law enforcement and everybody took a lot of notice to me, government officials even. Like I said, my targeting started with the National Geographic. There was a incident that happened. It started in Arkansas and Louisiana back in 2010, on New Year's Day, going into 2011. I was commercial fishing on the Arkansas River. Me, my brother, and my cousin. A friend of mine told me there's some stuff going on the Arkansas River. A bunch of government agents with biological chemical suits on, scooping up fish out off the bank. So I thought this guy. I'm like, whatever, dude. So we drive down there and check it out, and lo and behold, that's what was going down. And I waited till these guys left because I didn't know the extremes of this. I started filming, put it on my old YouTube channel, which is nothing but fishing videos with nothing with targeting and anything like that. And some of my videos got 100,000 views on it for regular stuff. I was a
What were
regular
they
guy.
doing? Like poisoning the fish or doing
I
tests or
I have
accidental
no
spill?
idea
Oh,
what I theorize what was going on is that they were testing a weapon, some sort of directed weapon, and I caught wind of it, then the birds started dying off in BB, Arkansas, then in Louisiana, and then it just spread worldwide in a week. It was on Fox News. They took it down. Ice Cube wrote a song about it. I did a interview with Roy E. Cups a couple years ago, and he posted that video from Ice Cube on there, and it mentions the fish and the birds. And they banned his video. They banned the National Geographic series off of cable. It was on Destination America, National Geographic International, and regular National Geographic. But now I got a link to it. I can send you to it, but they took it off the producer's side. His name's Phil Frank. It's called philfranktv.net, and you can check it out. But it says now it pops up that you have to have Vimeo to watch it, and you have to go through all this stuff. But I do have the video, a clip of it where I'm in it, and it's on my YouTube channel. and I recorded like 4 or 5 minutes of it where it actually shows this part of it all, and that's what I experienced. And in the middle of it, we were filming this documentary on the Arkansas River. I think it was a couple days we were there. We went. This guys took us out to the steakhouse, the producer and everybody, and I was outside smoking a cigarette when I smoked at the time. This guy come up to me in like a lime green, weird looking tight shirt, muscle shirt, buzz cut. He come around the side of the building. He said, "Are you David?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You're the gentleman I need to speak with." And he's telling me basically, he goes, "You need to keep the government out of your mouth and forget this documentary. You're going to have problems for the rest of your life." And he wouldn't identify himself. And I told him to kiss off. And then a couple years later, everything went downhill. And a couple years later after that, I got targeted to death. Like literally, people wanted me unalived, and I had went through at least 12 assassination attempts in 2019, the whole year. People I know, my family, my friends, some of my friends, coworkers. There was people I didn't know that were intertwined with the people in my family that set all this up. And I hate to say this politically, but they were all liberals. They hate America. They let me know that, and they're being subliminal about it and everything. And then I went from being shot in the shoulder, chased and hunted by a bunch of people in Huron County. There's documented evidence of that. Witnesses, even it's on my YouTube channel. A good friend of mine, his name's Phil. He was there. He picked me up from the hospital. He's seen all this stuff go down, a lot of it. He believes me. He's still my friend, really good, close friend of mine since I moved to Ohio. And he can tell you the same. My wife, Kim, she's been with me through the targeting. She gets some mild targeting. They text her phone and tell her things and threaten her, and she just blows it off like I do. I mean, you can't live your life in fear from these people that are they're hired contractors now. Let's not get this confused. Everybody's like, well, who are they? It's like this and that. They're hired. Like there's prison programs that they use for people out on parole. They'll let them deal drugs, kill people, whatever, as long as they get you nailed down. And that's how that works. And I've been in shootouts with just gang members that are involved in this in Mansfield, Ohio. I got a video of the aftermath of that. I've been incarcerated over this. I've pulled out of that. I mean, I've been poisoned. I actually have a video of me poisoned, like literally poisoned. I've got text messages where these people said all this stuff. It's horrible to live like this.
Yeah, that
Um,
one incident, you remember every time you would call me, they would back off.
when I
And
was going
I've
down
used
the
that
highway,
tactic too. You call somebody and they back off. And actually, I think you had the phone on camera some of that time, and I got to witness some of that stuff going on when they were chasing you on your way home from work that day.
I was headed towards work, and
Oh yeah, yeah, okay,
I have that video on my YouTube channel actually. There's no sound on it really because they cut the sound. They didn't want us
right.
hearing it
But I
all.
remember that day. Yeah.
I was scared to death on that one, man.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and then you got don't the Arkansas River turn into the Chaffalaya?
do what now?
Does the Arkansas River turn into the Chaffalaya River in
It,
Louisiana and run all
it
the way down to
goes.
the Gulf?
It does. If that branches off, because it branches off towards Memphis to the Mississippi River, and it goes straight down. So whatever tributaries or anything like that
So
is
it runs
connected.
into the Chaffalaya. Okay. I'm just going to say Louisiana and Arkansas, if birds and animals were dying, then something really was up. They wanted to cover up because that's, they call Louisiana the wildlife sportsman's paradise, you know.
Well, it
So
was
anyway,
enough.
uh-huh.
I said it was enough to get X'd out over. Whatever
Oh
I
yeah.
had, whatever they were testing, I want to go into all that right now. You can look it
Right,
up for
right, right.
yourself, people. But it's enough to get myself done. I mean, I was targeted enough at the end of it of 2019, right before I got incarcerated. I these guys had me out in the middle of Lake Erie on a guy's boat that didn't have no radio, no life jackets, and dude had a 380 on board. I overtook the boat. There's documented evidence on that on a 911 call. It's on my channel as well. The cops destroyed my evidence in Ashtabula County in Ohio. They after I called 911 on the boat, disarmed the gentleman. They took off. I waited for the Coast Guard. They showed up armed when the cops showed up. They slammed me on the table, took me to a parking garage, threw my wallet in the trash, took all my money out. I knew I was about to get capped. And then one of them went outside and come back in and said, started sweating. He's like, he's got a warrant. And I don't know why that stopped him, but they took me to the regular jail after that because I knew like this ain't no game, people. Like
Uh,
literally, I escaped death 12 times in one
you
year.
sound like my targeting. That's why I'm saying some people just don't know how bad it can get. Wow.
And then to come back normally and act and live a normal life, that's all God right there. Prayer and fasting and putting your faith in God. And I tell people, if you don't believe in God, you better start because this is all spiritual. This is a
Yep.
spiritual battle, and they're using it through men. That's how this is working, and it's nothing more, nothing less. It's all evil, and it'll all come out in the wash at the end for sure.
Right. Well, I definitely know Most High has been with me, and that's the only reason I'm here for sure. He
Amen to
said,
that.
yeah.
Without
Oh,
Him, you wouldn't be nothing.
exactly. Exactly. Um, Man, do you have any of that do you have anything you want to show or you just want to I mean if you want to go to his channel, he's got plenty
Oh,
of evidence on
absolutely.
his channel.
You can pull it up, Dave, if you like.
Let me see. I know you got that where they're messing with you on the phone. That boy
I
that was I think that was
I've
in
got a list here
2020.
if you want. I can rattle them off to you and help you out. Um, if you guys want to see the National Geographic piece first, I mean it's like a couple minutes
Oh, do
long.
you want to show that on this one?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Okay.
It's on there. I got pre-recorded it, but just go down to scroll to National Geographic. What started my targeting,
Was it on
and
the
people
one of
can.
your first videos?
Uh, it's midways through there. Let me scroll and I'll help you find it.
Hold on, I gotta go on the screen and just look it up too. So hold on.
I'll send it to you in Messenger. I guess I can do that.
No, I don't have Messenger on the
Oh, you don't?
computer, but I'm
Oh,
fine.
to
I'll
your.
find it.
All right. It is. Go to videos. Uh, it's down towards the middle, like towards the end, I guess you could say the beginning. Right about there. Anonymous even spoke on this. I got a video with him speaking on some stuff of ours. All
Was it
right,
a
it says National Geographic Paranatural Animal Apocalypse. 5 years ago, I made this. It's
okay? So I'll go to oldest.
the oldest ones is like some of my most evidence that was shadow banned from hell at the beginning, and then I got some on up where I caught these guys actually text messaging my wife and text messaging my friends, and
Yeah,
then
I posted a video of that yesterday. They sent us as soon as Holly sat down. I get this text message on my phone. She's right by me. It says, "Oh, hey, baby, I just got off work, letting you know I can't wait till we finally run off and get married together." And I screen recorded it because it didn't work. Me and Holly know
right,
better.
that's what they do to me too. They try to trip me up and trip her up. Oh, he's at a bar with a bunch of women, blah 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 blah, and she's like, he's at work. Nice try.
Right. All
She
right.
knows my routine.
Yeah. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's see. Share the screen. National Geographic.
Okay, people want to know my story of why I got gang stalked. This is the video that did it. You got to go to Vimeo, and they kind of hit it. So you got to go to phil@franktv.net to watch the documentary I was in from National Geographic. And the birds were running into everything. It almost seemed like they were committing suicide. All of a sudden, we have 5,000 dead birds in our city, and everyone wants to know what happened. 900 dolphins recently washed ashore in Peru, along with 1,000 pelicans. And over in the UK, 40,000 dead crabs washed ashore.
It's coming up here in a second, Dave. There's me.
All over the planet. Animals are dying in huge numbers. And a human animal may be next. Within the next decade, we're going to see a disease emerge out of one of these hotspots and start to spread globally. It's a matter of when, not if.
If you fast forward it just a little bit,
He told me to shut my mouth about the government, keep the government out of my mouth.
go back just a hair. There you go, right
I
there.
had raw footage of this back in 2011. and we filmed the documentary. And then in 2012, we started filming, and we go to a dinner, and this guy comes out. I guess he was a government agent, and he started threatening me about making the video. And he told me to shut my mouth about the government, keep the government out of my mouth, and all this other stuff. And then ever since then, my gang stalking started happening. They waited years later to make it kick in to March of little couple weeks in March 2019. It started and hasn't stopped, all because of this. Let me fast forward this a little bit.
I love this is pre-recorded and narrated. I did that.
Right.
It's going to show me here in a second. I go into the theory.
And then it goes to fish.
There we are.
Here we go. Let's start right here. 5,000 dead birds in our city, and everyone wants to know what. Here we go. Let's start right here. Let's fish. This. Here we go. Let's start right here. 5,000 dead birds in our city, and everyone wants to know what happened. They covered this completely up.
Yep.
Bert, you heard about the bird?
That's my original footage from YouTube on my old channel.
All the way up and down the beach here. Just 160 kilometers northwest of here. Another strange story is unfolding in Ozark, Arkansas. Wow, dude. Aliens or what, guys? David Morrow, a commercial fisherman, has worked on the Arkansas River for years. A friend of mine, he told me this weird stuff that was going on. Me and my brother and my cousin decided to go check it out. Seen the birds, look at the fish. They said there's 100,000 at least.
Wow.
We walked down the beach, and every step you took, there's probably 20 or 30 of things laying around everywhere. I grabbed the phone. I wanted to document this evidence for the world to see. Fish all up and down the beach. There's drum everywhere.
They cleaned a lot of that up.
Silver lined on each side of the bank. Looks like sort of like trash. Yeah, but it's fish. It's piles of them. There's some more. They're all over the place, man. There are over 100 different.
That's Shreveport, ain't it?
No, that's Dardanelle, Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Only one is dead on the banks. There's no other fish involved. It's all drum. And there's only one species of birds that's sky and baby too. Because none of the animals are messing with these fish. We figured that you'll have some birds or something eating on these, but it's nothing touching them. They've been laying here since New Year's Day. Dude, this is nuts. I've never seen it the whole time I've lived here in Arkansas. I don't think anybody else has seen it either. It's first time for everything, I guess. It's scary. Scary as hell. Man, I wouldn't touch it, man. We need to be wearing masks.
There's the guys I seen, but they had camouflage ones on. They wouldn't identify themselves. They wouldn't say which agency they were from or nothing.
This could be something bigger than what we think it is. So I'm standing out in the front yard, looking down the street, watching the activity, and here come men carrying these 5 gallons.
So everything went back to normal all of a sudden?
I guess.
Wow.
That's spooky, man. It's enough to get X'd out over whatever I stumbled upon. They wanted me out of the way. And I don't know about the rest of the people that was in this documentary. I haven't tried to contact them. They're probably targeted too.
Right.
I had to put my money on it. Because they were definitely testing something.
Crews clean up the birds. We didn't count, but we estimated between 3,000 to 5,000 birds, and still, there was no
birds don't fly at night.
That would kill that many birds.
Right.
Birds littering a town. Dead fish lining 30 kilometers of river. People want to know what's going on in Arkansas.
You tell me. It makes my hair stand up now still.
One of the first things that I think of when I hear about these mass bird die-offs.
See, that was just a little sample of what I had. You can go to Venmo and watch it yourself, but you got to go to phil@franktv.net to watch the whole thing. That's all I have.
Wow, man, that was weird.
The whole documentary is even more wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out myself. I
It
don't think
went
Hollywood like.
worldwide. And if you
Yeah.
read Hosea chapter 4, it tells you to the T that happened. And then boom, tribulation. Boom, the end of days start happening. Then you start hearing all these trumpet blasts. Everybody starts hearing these weird trumpet blasts all over the planet. It's biblical, man. This is all spiritual, all biblical. People just don't understand this. There's your evidence
Wow.
for that.
Yeah. Wow. Hmm.
I know people ask me, I've been asked this a million times. They're like, you're not a real TI if you don't get voice to skull and this and that. I was like, you don't know the whole
No,
scenario.
that's not true.
That's not true at all. There's different methods they use and different programs they use because they study you like a college professor, and then they give you an exam. And then if you pass or fail the exam depends on how you turn out. That would be jail, mental institution, the grave, homeless, and then that's their goal is completely wipe out your complete support network for nobody. I didn't have nobody at one time. That's why I there's people in my life that I pretend like they're dead. That's the best way I can put it. I have to brush them off because at some point in time they're going to need me again, or somebody's going to pass away and I'm not coming to their funeral because where were you when I fucking needed you? Excuse my language, but where were you when I needed you?
Yeah.
That's where you have to do it because you're going to get trashed again if you go back, and it's going to tear you up emotionally. You
Yeah,
might as well wash their hands.
and then some of them, I won't touch on that here, but if they can get you isolated enough to where you have nobody who cares, then they'll take you off the street and may say you for labor in another country. I mean, there's a lot of deeper aspects we could keep going on, but I ain't gonna touch on that because I don't want to freak nobody out because it's very rare, but it does happen.
I got hunted. Like I got a video that I put on TikTok and YouTube that they were talking about Mike Tyson and Joe Rogan and some other people, Roseanne Barr. And at the end of it, I put the discovery from Huron County on there about me being hunted. The police let me go out of the hospital, which I was supposed to be detained. And it says so right in the discovery. A sergeant was supposed to come and get me. They let me walk out, get my truck out of impound, and then ride off in the sunset. And then a couple days later, I was up in an Amish country in a big human trafficking ring. They put me in the middle with all these people, and they were definitely that was the end game there. And I don't know how I had balls of steel to get out of that, but I overpowered three people and took them hostage.
Oh yeah, I've been in situations. I'll share something with you later, but yeah, I know what you're saying. They'll let you go because, especially if they're in hunting mode, they'll let you go just
They'll
so they
see
can
how far
hunt
you can
you.
take it.
Yep. Wow.
I
Huh.
got
Um, man, I'm dumbfounded by that. I hadn't really seen that whole National Geographic thing. That's insane.
yes,
But it's the
sir.
perfect reason you start asking questions about something like that. The perfect reason to, uh, you know. I guess my next question is how do you how do you cope with targeting? How do you I know you said God, but I mean I know
There's
like
more to it than that. I
right.
have a lot. I have a strong will. I've been through a lot in my life, like you have, and I did just about everything known to man to test the way I was raised. I was raised by my grandfather. Pretty much, he was a pastor in the Church of Christ, so I got that biblical teaching and I absorbed it. I've had a hard knock life for my teen years. I did a lot of bad shit. You know what I mean? But I leveled it out. I knew the difference between right and wrong, and I always kept a good heart. But in this, the targeting part of it, it relates back to before I was a target, and I wasn't a perfect human being, but I made money legally and illegally different ways. I don't want to get into all that shit, but I got my street smarts, my college degree in that, and I was successful in it. I've never got in trouble doing dumb shit. I've never had a drug charge in my life. Luckily, I should have. Um, but yeah, A lot of this is willpower. You have people, you got to listen to me on this. I notice there's a lot of target individuals out there that are driving around the country, moving from place to place. They're not going to stop. They want you to drain your financial assets down to nothing to where you're pushing a shopping cart with a bunch of bags. They don't want you to have nothing. And my best advice to everybody is to keep a job, get some sort of hustle. You have to have money, people. You absolutely have to have financial backing. I don't care how you get it. You have to have it. That is your support. Get you some skills. If you don't have it, I'm blessed to have the skill set that I have because I'm never without a job. I burned through jobs because of this targeting program, because there's workplace mobbing involved. They give me the shittiest jobs, but the highest pay. And I have to put up with the most stressful situations, and I deal with it, and I fire back at people once I figure out they're in on it, and I let them know right off the rip, I'm not taking your shit, and then they back off because they know that I know. Or I found this other tactic out, and I got videos on this on how to deal with employment issues and mental health. Is that you have to tell somebody at your job within a 2 weeks period, but don't come off Area 51 style with people because they're going to think you're cuckoo. Just be frank with them, show them the ABCs of it, show them like a Vice video. That's what I would do. It's like, this is gang stalking. This is what I'm going through. This is what it is. Introduce a witness or two or whatever. You know what I'm saying? My old lady's the backing of mine, so people know I'm not nuts. I'm sure Holly's your backing too, so people know you're not nuts. But it depends on how you approach people in the situational part of it all. But me, I can take a lot of shit. I'm strong powered, strong willed. You can't live in a turtle shell. You have to live your life. Ignore the shit, is what I say. Ignore it. Don't let it consume you. You're going to get phone calls. You're going to get spam calls. You're going to get people knocking on your windows and shining lights in your house, popping your tires, inconveniencing you at places. It's part of it. It's not a coincidence because you can eliminate the coincidental part. Go rewind your life a little bit and say, hey, wait, this didn't happen here. This didn't happen here. How come I could hold a job 7, 8 years at a time, but now I can only hold one 6 months to a year, if that? It's because, but you got to learn from that and apply it to something else. But you have to control your emotions. You have to learn control yourself, your breathing. Don't jump on the gun because they want you to react. They want you to flip out. That's what they want. So the cops will get called. If you're going to do something stupid, here's what I tell everybody: make sure there's nobody around. If you ain't got no witnesses, that's perfect. But another thing with these people, I learned this by experimenting with these people. This is a deadly game. I should have never did it, but this is how I found out. You have to like plug and play with these people to the point where you're scaring them. You're going to let them know that you ain't messing around. I've taken a few people hostage. I've never went to jail. I've I've did a lot of stuff in this, and they will not call the cops. That I figured out. I'm like, why are the cops being called? I had a shootout in the middle of broad daylight. These guys, I about tore this guy's head off in the middle of traffic. No cops were called. They used a fake cop car and everything. It's crazy. Like, that's why I know when I go back and let these people that started this shit with me, I'll send them a video here and there. I'll send them a text of Title 18, Section 241 of the U.S. Code, which is conspiracy against rights. Let them know I haven't forgotten about you. So I don't want you to forget about me, type of thing. But
Right.
you have to be vicious. You have to be vicious to these people. You absolutely have to. This is a game of death. This is not life. You have to be vicious to them. But yes, God gives you righteous anger, and you have to use it. In these situations, you have to use righteous anger.
Right. But you're not telling people to go out and be violent or nothing like
No,
that. I
only
just
when
want
it,
to get that clear. I don't want nobody misconstruing your words, you
no,
know?
you
There's a
have, if it
difference in
comes,
righteous anger and standing up for yourself and going and doing some, yeah.
don't let it consume you. Don't let it snowball. Don't let your hate turn into nothing but hate, because that's another thing that they want. You got to balance everything. You have to balance it. But the righteous anger comes out when something happens to you and it's in your face, but you got to let them know you ain't messing around.
Don't
That
be a
way it'll,
doormat.
no, don't, because they're going to keep on preying on you. That's why they have backed off me face to face with this, because they learned that I have turned the tables on them, and I'm still standing. bullet holes, poison, everything. So you ain't gonna do me in like that because I will get you first. But when it comes to dumb stuff on Facebook and people messing with you or messing with you at your job or commenting on your like, I got Chief Handler up my ass 24/7. He's doxed me so hard, bro. I just completely ignore him. And he quit. So they're nobody. They're nobodies. They hide behind the screen. The ones you got to worry about are the face-to-face ones. Now, the V2K and everything like that, I can't speak on that because that for some reason they don't use that on me. I'm in a different program dialogue or whatever, but it's completely different. That I have, if they did that to me and this, it would be, I don't know what I would do. I don't know how I'd react. Maybe it's a different frequency I'm on because we're all on different frequencies. Maybe it's that. I don't know. But they used people to come after me and take me out like a professional. And I trumped that out.
Yeah, I can relate.
I know
Not
you
go
can
into
relate.
it. Yeah.
I've
See, and that's what I try to tell people. It makes sense if you're going to run an operation like this to keep everybody from getting together. Of course, you're going to use different tactics on different people. That way, people can say, "Oh, he don't go through that. He's not targeted." You know that little, yeah. So it's a big division tactic too. At the same time, while we're
oh yeah.
all experiments based on what we were profiled under, is what I think.
I'd say I think the same way. And they tried to use division to do that, divisional tactics, because they know, well, this person's they estimate. They don't know exactly what you're going to do. They can't read your mind like that, but they can estimate what you're going to do. They can guess on like because they study you. This ain't no the fusion centers have all your data. People use Facebook all the time. That is a mistake. I don't get on Facebook and post a lot of things I do in groups here and there and videos, but I don't say, "Hey, this is what I'm eating for dinner. This is where we're going. This is what I bought. These are what my kids are doing." I don't do none of that no more because Facebook is a CIA ran operation for Mark Zuckerberg. It was called something else before he had it. I can't remember what it was, but they turned it into Facebook and it was dedicated for the CIA. So they can store data on you, bank all that shit in a fusion center, and then collect piles and piles of data on you. So that's how they profile us, everybody. They stack all this data up. They can pull your school record, your criminal history, where you live, who you're related to, everything. That's how I get
Yep.
these random calls. That's how Dave gets these random calls. And then they try to just sabotage your life. But little do they know the people that you're with, if they're really trusted and they know what you're going through, they're not going to believe this bullshit. And I do have videos of this recently within the last 2 years where they were getting ballsy, like literally doing this in front of a room full of people that are like, wow, like people that ain't targeted, people I worked with.
Right. But it did you a favor because it got them to believe you too.
Exactly. And then it spreads awareness too, because that way
Yep.
I'm not shut out. But I don't go tell every Tom, Dick, and Harry what's going on because there's people out there that don't think like we do. They don't have an open mind. They're sheep still. They're not awake and they never will be. So you can't put that on them. Even family members and people that, you know what I'm saying? You can't do that. I learned that the hard way.
Yep, me too. I think some people, I think some people will go tell their family, and then their family will be so dumbfounded about it, even if they're not on drugs or had ever had any mental health problems. Their family members are so shocked because they're so sheepish. I guess you would say. No, I'm not gonna call anybody's family member sheep. I'm just saying so out of the clue. They can't imagine that. So the first thing they think of is has he started using drugs? Is he
That's
crazy?
what they say to me.
And then they leave you alone. But so you isolated
Right.
yourself based. So they play the psychological warfare, and you destroy yourself by the decisions you make due to the psychological warfare. And then this plausible deniability, and it looks like you just got on drugs or went crazy.
I've been asked that multiple times by cousins and everybody. And once I sent them a few videos, they quit talking to me like ghosts. People I've known my whole life ghost me, bro.
Yep.
I'm like, what? That shows you where we stand, bro. That shows you that blood relations doesn't matter. My targeted family, there's a bunch of you guys that I keep a close knit circle with. You're one of them, and I'm going to say this: I will trust you guys more than I do my own bloodline family and people I've known for 30 years, like literally, because you've proven to me that you can be trusted. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't take a whole lot. I can read people like you can. We learn
Right.
that from different places, how to read the humans. And that helps you out. If you're street smart and book smart and you can read people, that helps you out a lot in
Yep.
this. And then
Oh,
they try to get you to join forces. I've had Illuminati people come at me and I'm like, I said, why would I join some shit that is set up to destroy me? Well, we'll make it stop. You can't make this stop. That's a devil lying to you. I'm just like, eat one. and good luck.
Now I know you said that you don't post much on Facebook, and I've started backing out of groups because yeah, I've been reading about how important this data collection is, especially the big groups. You know, I'm in your group, but so what I was going to ask is, I know you ain't post. Are you planning on making more content on your YouTube in the future?
Oh yeah, I'll never stop doing that because the thing is, here's the way I feel about it. And when I was alone and it didn't have nobody to turn to, and only a few people helped me out, and it was just by the grace of God, being alone, that alone, almost ending it. I really thought about it, and I'm like, no, I can't do that. I said, there's more to this. There's something more sinister. This ain't just a satanic cult doing this to me. I figured it out on my own, and then I want to make it to where people can learn that are new to this, that are being targeted, because there's new targets every day, all over the
Right.
world, that you need somebody to help you. It's going to give you instructions, like a book, like an instructional manual on how to defeat this and how to live with this. You're not going to stop it. People's like, oh, my targeting just stopped. Bullshit. You're not a real target if you think they just waved a wand and made you stop. That's a lie. It's never stops till you are 6 feet in the ground. But I make these videos. I'm never going to stop doing it. I know it's shadow banned all to hell. I don't care. People do watch it, and they do stay with me on that. So I'm not in it for, like you say, Dave, we're not in this for popularity. We're in this to expose this shit. I'm an exposer. I'm not going to go into what I expose. You have to look at my channel as I was talking about what we're doing here. But I'm just telling you, I'm the one. I'm a hunter. I will hunt you down and expose you. That's all I can say.
Right. Right. Yeah, I was just trying to give my viewers, you know, if they wanted to check out your channel and stuff, and just show them you will be making content in the future. Um, Man, this whole that divide and conquer tactic, man, and I'm not going to touch on it much, but man, uh, I guess well we'll just leave that alone. But I don't,
We
yeah,
know
I
enough
just want
about
to leave
it.
it alone.
We know enough.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it alone. But it's just
That's what they do.
crazy, all the all the drama and stuff, and this is a traumatizing program, man. I'm just trying to think of you have anything? What would you tell any new target watching this?
Take in everything that you can, because we're like, I don't know, we're like biblical figures, how they use God used people in the Bible. He used the underdogs of society. God did. He never used a guy in a $2,000 Armani suit with a pinky ring in front of 30,000 people to do his bidding. That's not God. God uses people who can't talk, people who are the underdogs of society. Moses, Aaron, Elijah, all of them. My hair's standing up because the Holy. I get that when I start talking about that. I get that tingly. I know what that is.
Yeah, Joseph's brother threw him in a pit for
Right over a coat of
12,
many
20
colors.
pieces of silver, and he became the king, and they were begging him for food.
He used a little boy, a boy king named David, to take down a 9 foot tall Philistine with a rock. So it's endless possibilities. The
And then,
disciples that Jesus chose, they were all nobodies.
yep. And then, David even, God called David a man after his own heart. So if you think you're too guilty or something to call on the Most High, don't ever, because he slept with Bathsheba and sent Bathsheba's husband to
To
war to
war.
get killed. Now he had to
Yep.
lose a son because of that. God took Absalom from him because of it, but still, he was still able to be called a man after God's own heart.
And it see people as endless. Like there, people's like, oh, I've had a guy the other day in a group chat that I'm in, a Christian group chat, and he's like, I'm just about to give up on God because I've prayed and prayed and nothing's happening. And I was like, listen, bro, he's not a genie that you can rub and pop out of a bottle and grant you wishes. I was like, he does things on his time. It's going to be not what you asked for, but a better or a generic version of what you're going to get, but it's going to work out. Trust the plan. That's the plan.
Right.
But if you want to bring up another video or so, Dave, on some real crazy
Oh,
evidence that nobody else has, I have a few
yeah.
things on here, and they're like you can jump into it. What do you want to see? I got here's a
Where's
small
that
list.
phone call at?
I got the creepy voice guy. I got the other one about the Trump administration that I put on TikTok and my YouTube video. I've got the van chase. I've got the helicopter chase where a helicopter actually came down on my car, and people freak when they see this. Uh, I got the ankle monitor. I had an ankle monitor on. They disabled it. I left 4 states away because I didn't know what was going on. I should have been in handcuffs by the federal marshals, and they let me take that off. I got a video of it. Eyewitness on Huron County incident. My friend Phil, he's on there. He can tell you what happened. Texting my old lady, the guy talking about he's doing this and doing that.
I'm
The
looking for
Ashton,
that.
the
Where's
Ashton
that
Buell.
phone call at, Dave?
Okay, it is the. Wait, hold on 1 second. It's not just a
That was
creepy
a
voice.
creepy phone call. I remember that.
It's called. Actually, I lost a friend or two over this because they thought I was full of shit, and then they called their phone for watching a video like some scary movie, and called them out by name, and they fucking froze. Excuse my language, dude. They ghosted me. I'm like, I told you. I told you this is real. Really, really real. All right. I'm on my channel. I'll tell you the name of it here in a second because I changed the name because I was trying to get more views on it because it's just like in limbo. Creepy voice guide.
Bro, did you ever hear from Ryan Mitchell? Man, he fell off the face of earth, didn't he?
Gone, gone. Like I told you people, I'm like, I tell everybody, these people that come out wearing capes and like, oh, we got this all together. We got the pet. I'm like, you're not going to last 5 minutes. And sure as shit water, guess what happened? Ghost. Ghost. Just like the
Now, do
dude
you
that was
think
going to
he's
scan
ghost
us.
because he do you think he's ghost because he did it intentionally or ghost because he's ghost?
Ghost because they told him and they threatened him, just like the powers. I'm gonna say not they. When everybody's like, "Who's they?" The people who are not targeted or just looking at like learning this shit. They are the alphabet agencies, the contractors, security. They got security contractors. They got all kinds of shit trucks doing this. Here's the video. It's called "He Keeps Calling Me Even After I Change My Number." It's down there with me holding the phone up like that, Dave.
How many years ago?
It was 3 years ago. It's got 438 views.
Okay, 3 years ago. Try to go to. He keeps calling me. Yeah, see, Ryan was on it with that nano. Man, he was just on it, man. I
I got a
interviewed,
video with him on there with me, Maria, Travis. I think you're on
and
there. We
see,
interviewed
there
him,
was
and
a
after that,
Ryan
he's gone.
in. There's a Ryan Mitchell in jail in Arizona we found, but I don't know if it's the right one.
I don't think it is, man.
I'm trying to
He's
find it.
gone.
Yeah, phone stalking and no, it's not.
It's called
Oh,
He Keeps Calling Me, and it's got me holding the
ah,
phone up to the screen.
hold on. I don't use a mouse, so I use them buttons, so sometimes it's hard to navigate and see. He keeps calling me. Oh, I see it. Okay. Okay, share the screen.
Why is it you decided to call me again from a different number? You're not a TI. I know what you are. You're a government agent because we're exposing targeted justice, and they've sent you to harass me nonstop. Well, I got news for I got.
All right, we're going to take a break, just for 1 second, but it'll be all merged in. He's got to pee. Let's see. Let's see. Pause. Sorry, not good at this. I'm trying to pause this. They change these apps around so much, it is hard to figure out how to pause. Record. Oh, okay, I found it. Or maybe I didn't find it. Oh, here we go. All right, we're back. I'm going to show this video that we were talking about before we went to break. This is a creepy video right here.
This
This dude
this
was really
makes my
trying
hair
to.
stand up.
No, you don't. Because I've been through this a million times, and I'm not a rookie to all this shit. And I know what you people are doing, and I know what you're about. You are a damn. Well, then why do you need my help?
They're slowing that down, Dave.
You're not a rookie in all this, then why do you need my help? I'm nobody special.
They don't want this scene. Wow.
Like what kind of information? What makes you think you're being? What makes you think you're being gang stalked?
They're covering up the voice, Dave. They don't want people to hear that. Is there any way you can get
Uh-uh.
around that? They're
I
trying to
don't.
the powers that be are messing with our shit, dude.
Yeah, they gotta be. You want to
I've
just
seen
end that one?
if you can mess with it a little bit,
Uh, yeah, because it was, man. I wonder how
that's
we can.
purposely done. They do not want people to have that.
I can't. I turned the volume up, man.
I know.
Hmm. Wonder. Wonder if there's a way to slow it. No. Hmm. I don't. I don't know what they're doing, bro.
Try to exit out of it, then go back in it and see what happens. That's what I always do.
Okay.
If you,
What? Exit out of the share?
yeah, and then go
Okay.
back in and see what happens. Yeah, they don't like that. Like every
Uh-uh.
time real TIs get together, they hack. They do bad stuff to my shit. I'm surprised we haven't gotten a phone call yet.
Oh yeah. I got
It's
mine on mute.
I do too.
Let's see if this works.
What do you want from me?
That's better, ain't it?
Yeah.
What's your name? Or what? Well, somebody research your number and know none of them names pop up on the number you called me from the other day. And now you're calling me from a different number. So now I know you're full of shit. Because I know what we're doing as a group, and I know what I got going on as a citizens reporter for the Brady's list, and I get this harassment all the time. So I don't know what kind of fulfillment you're trying to get out of this, or whoever's putting you up to this, but you're messing with the wrong person. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll defend my house, I'll defend my family, whatever means necessary. If you come around or anybody else tries to pull any more shit with me, you're coming around now because you got different numbers. You keep messing with me. You called me from an Ohio number that's linked to a bunch of numbers in West Virginia. Now you're calling me from a totally different number in Ohio as well. So that means you got something to hide and you're not my friend.
Dave, they're not going to let us play it, bro. There he
Yeah.
goes. If you want people to watch it, they have to check it out for themselves.
Yeah, it's
I will.
called He Keeps Calling Me. It's if you go to 3 years ago in his videos, it's called He Keeps Calling Me Even After I Changed My Number. And it wasn't because nobody gave him the number. He knew the number because he's a perp.
Super
Okay.
perk.
Okay.
Yeah, I got another one. They're not going to let us do that one because they call people out of random with that one. So I'm telling you people right now, with your own risk, if you watch that video, I'm not going to guarantee you what's going to happen. Okay, I'm just telling you. That's facts. What do you want to see? The ankle monitor, the helicopter chase, uh, the Ashtabula incident with the boat, where they have the 911 call where I took the boat over with them three guys and disarmed them.
Oh yeah. What's the which one's that one?
That is one moment. Stand by.
And didn't they let you go after that?
Yeah, they took off. The assailants took off because I wasn't messing around.
Right.
I'd grabbed a fillet knife that they tried to hide before we left, and then I threw the dude's 380 pistol overboard right
Oh, you
before they
knew it
tried
was
to.
coming then once y'all
Oh
took
yeah,
off.
I've just
Yeah.
played games with them. I
Yep.
seen that a
Because
mile away.
yeah, that's the
Um,
good thing about it. If you're really seasoned, you can see stuff like that a mile away. They always give themselves away.
oh yeah. Here we go. Go to Ashtabula Police Department, Mr. Collins, 12, 17, and 19. It's 10 months ago. It's a picture of the boat where they had me on the boat.
Hold on. 10 months
It's
ago.
one of the newer videos. It's like,
Yeah. I'm looking. Oh, I got it. Now that's 19 minutes. So just tell me where to stop, where to start.
all right, just fire it up and we'll go in there.
Yeah. If you've ever been, okay, hold on.
It's an audio call.
Oh, it's not this one.
Yes, this is this
Oh,
one.
okay.
Check this
Okay.
out. Look, getting a phone call from a dead person can be nerve-wracking.
Wow.
Yeah, I let them know, bro. That's what happened. I took a picture right off when I jumped off the front of the boat. That guy driving in the yellow shirt is the guy that I held a knife to. The other guy's not in the picture, but I threw his gun overboard. He didn't want his picture taken, if you can see.
Exactly. And when you're hard target, sometimes you have to you gotta defend yourself. I mean, if somebody's
Or you're
coming,
gone.
if you're in a situation where you're on a boat, you have to do what you gotta do to get out of that situation. And God was showed you the discernment of what was going on. I'm sure, and you already had it planned before it happened.
And I got the VIN number from the front of that boat. I know who it belongs to.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Oh,
Are
yeah, I
you want
took
to
a
play it
picture.
now?
Go for it, bro. Where's the sound?
You can't hear it?
Uh-uh.
Huh? Can you hear it now?
Getting
No,
out
go
of all
back.
that shit.
There, go back,
because
go back.
I'm getting out of all that shit.
Rewind.
A bunch of crazy gang stalkers after me.
That's the guy that tried to X me out. Him right there. That's him on the phone. I called him. Yeah, go back.
See, you can't hear that ringing?
There, I can now.
Okay.
Call. Please leave your name, number, and detailed message. I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
I threw his gun overboard. That guy there.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up.
Nice bass.
How's it going, dude? You might want to give me a call back ASAP because it's kind of important, and it'd be in your best interest if you did give me a call right back. Have a nice day. I'm getting out of all that shit because there's a bunch of crazy gang stalkers after me, and they have been since I made that goddamn National Geographic video. And the federal government's looking into this shit right now. Whatever. No, it's
He don't know what to say.
3:30.
That's the one holding the fish up?
Well,
Yep. That's the one that tried to throw me overboard with a 380 pistol.
GPS
Right.
fucking tracking device wrapped around my ankle right now.
The story on that guy was he's from Philadelphia and he ripped off the mob and they tried to come after him in Ohio and he took care of them.
Okay. And,
Wow.
all right.
He's a bad mother.
Later. You heard that? Well, that did.
Here we go.
How may I help you?
Here we go.
Is there a detective I can speak to? You can patch me through.
Yeah, in reference to what, sir?
Here's my Brady's list report.
Basically, someone that like tried to throw me in the lake a couple months ago, and I'm not too happy about it. And they are holding all of my stuff hostage, like my social security cards and my birth certificate, preventing me from getting a job or living a normal life. I'm on house arrest right now because of all this crap. So I
Okay,
can't leave.
did you make a report when that happened?
No, I've been locked up for the past 3 months. I never got a chance to. I left a message on a detective phone yesterday. I can't remember exactly who I was speaking with, but I can't remember which department it was. My adrenaline was rushing. So
That's okay. Where did this happen at?
it happened in Orwell.
Okay.
You're going to get them admitting to this in a second, Dave. And then I got another video where they admitted to erasing the fucking 911 calls.
Is it Geneva?
Wow.
They admitted it.
Okay. Okay, so you're at like the Geneva Marina?
No, it might have been. I'm not really sure. I'm not from around here. It was on Lake Erie, but there was a 911 call of me on the boat when all this stuff was going down.
I done called the FBI this morning because apparently these people are involved with some weird, really heavy people like gang stalkers. I don't know if you ever heard that term before. Like people chase people around the country and like completely destroy their lives online and stuff. That's what happened to me.
And this is when I knew nothing about this. I learned on my own.
Involved with these people, and I want to know why the hell they did this to me.
Okay.
I'm on probation right now for the courts in Huron County because I got chased from Mansfield to Norwalk this summer before this Ashtabula incident happened. And there was previous chases that they've chased me. I've been chased all the way to Columbus to Detroit, and I ended up getting in a vacant house in Norwalk in fear of my life to hide. And I ended up they got charges on me like burglary and trespassing.
Sounds kind of like your story, Dave.
There's nobody in this house. So
Yep.
I'm sitting here with an ankle monitor on in Orwell right now because I have nowhere to go.
Fast forward a little bit, and I want to get that one deputy that had me in the car that she took me to a parking garage is going to blow my head off. She actually talks to me. There's the police report.
This has been my mission for the last 3 months since I was in car.
Tell me when the
All right, play it, and I can tell.
It's a different voice, ain't it?
Yeah, she's real shitty and snotty because she's talking to a dead person.
Hey, David, what is your date of birth, sir?
11/5/7.
That one?
No, keep going.
Second, it was labor.
That right there tells them they were supposed to pick me up from the hospital.
The town knows that he murdered this Amish kid.
You want me to fast forward it and pause it?
By the same way, they said.
Hold on.
They said he was high on methamphetamines, and he dropped this 16-year-old Amish kid in the water because the kid couldn't swim, and they never found him. I don't think he drowned. Well, that was going to be the same thing with me because that guy was sitting there telling me that I'm going to have another statistic out here and all this other shit, and it just made my stomach turn. And
here's the thing with these people:
he had a 380 pistol.
They tell you what they've done to other people, like confessing to murders, and right before they try to do it to you. So who are you going to tell? Who are you going to tell?
Dude, I didn't know all this about your story. A lot of this stuff, man, I can relate definitely.
I've got concrete evidence. Concrete.
Boy.
The cops and the Coast Guard showed up because I was trying to talk to the Coast Guard or the state police. I was in handcuffs, and this red-haired cop that was in the car with me, she asked me, and I didn't even mention this. She goes, "Who's the guy in the white truck?" And I didn't say anything because I didn't know if they were involved in it. And she's like, "They need help, don't they?" And I didn't say anything, and she got mad because I wouldn't talk about it. So obviously somebody knows about it. But there was a gun on that boat, and he was sitting there telling me I was gonna be a statistic out here and all this other stuff. They were planning him and this other guy was gonna drop me off in the water. And they kept calling the Coast Guard, like somebody on the land was like diverting the phone calls to where I remember on 911 they said something that you guys are 10 miles out, and the Coast Guard kept coming up to us and they kept getting turned around. They kept getting the call diverted like 3 or 4 times. I had to jump late to have the Coast Guard come up when Ashtabula Sheriff's Department come up. It's pretty nuts. It just blew my mind. In conjunction with all these other crazy people from all over the United States, I don't even know who they are. They just keep doing this to me.
It looks like I have a call pulled up from Labor Day. Hold on.
Thank you. They admit it. They have that call.
Right.
You just heard it.
Yes. Okay, it's Ashtabula City then.
Yep, let me put you over to them because then they.
Here's the lady that was in the car that tried to X me out next. She's coming up. She's really shitty, dude. She starts laughing and making fun of me.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put you on with them, okay?
All right.
And lo and behold, I talked to her. I recognized her freaking voice.
And some good evidence for sure.
That's why I'm shadow banned, bro. They do not want this out.
Yes, ma'am.
Here it
I
is.
got transferred over from y'all. I had an incident happen to me up on Lake Erie on the 2nd of September, and stemming from that, I was incarcerated in Huron County because I had a warrant there for the same kind of things that are happening in my life right now. I'm getting stalked by these crazy people. They're called gang stalkers, and this has been going on since March. And I haven't really been able to tell anybody the story. I just got off the phone with the FBI about 2 hours ago because I've made a report twice back in May, and then I just made another 2 reports today because I'm on house arrest here in Orwell, and I can't go anywhere due to all this stuff, and I haven't done anything wrong.
Hey, hold on. Who's stalking you? I can barely hear you.
It's a bunch of crazy people. I don't know, like internet people. They completely erased my identity a couple times and stuff like that. Well, when I come up to Orwell,
Okay, and you're in Orwell now?
yeah, I was just.
She keeps diverting my questions and answers.
5'6".
Right.
I'm sorry I'm going on and on. I'm just excited to finally get to tell somebody this.
Okay, and why did the sheriff's department transfer you to me? Because you're in their jurisdiction.
Well, because y'all are the ones that called the 911 call for me on the boat that day on what happened. This guy tried to drop me, pretty much kill me and drop me in the lake. And I don't know if he was trying to kill me and my nephew-in-law, but he knows something wasn't right, and he can testify to that. Like, dude, the guy had a gun on the boat. Him and this other guy claimed to be his son, and they pretty much.
So, hold on. So are we talking about people stalking you now, or are we talking about the incident that occurred in September? Are they related?
Yeah, it's all related. They like took a contract with him or something.
Hold on. The people that you were on the boat with in September are stalking and harassing you now?
Not at this moment, but they're holding like my social security card and my birth certificates and all my stuff hostage, and they had all my personal effects at their house. Well, my family got some of it back.
Where are they at?
It's on 82 North School Street in Orwell.
That's where they have your property?
Yes.
They play dumb, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'd get out of that one, bro. That you heard it. They admitted it. They had the tape. If people want to watch more, it's there.
Yes, ma'am.
I've got the helicopter shit. That's fucking crazy. I got that multiple times on there. I shortened that video down. I put it on TikTok. It's
a short.
Yeah, it's really short. It's crazy, dude.
You know what I'm saying? Is it in your short videos?
I'm not sure. Let me look right quick.
That was recently, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Actually, no, it's not my short. It's 2 months ago. It's like 4 minutes. It might as well be a short. Go down about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos down. It says they're watching and waiting. Intense aerial and ground targeting campaigns.
Oh yeah, I see it.
Whew.
Okay. Oh man, hold on.
This is. I didn't know my hands would start sweating, reliving this shit, man. Hearing the
whole yeah. And trauma is a crazy thing.
I'm telling you. This one really.
He fucking circled around like yesterday.
Wow.
Wait a minute. Watch this.
There's a fucking helicopter bumping
watch this.
Me, man.
Here he comes. Watch.
Holy shit! He's right above me, man. Big time. Fucking white Dodge van with some dude tattooed up driving in front of me. He was doing like 100.
We just flew past a state trooper doing 90. He just sitting there.
Chopping it in my throat, and there's a red car behind me doing the same shit. Well,
they try to box me in, bro, with them fucking stupid lights.
It's creepy. This ain't gonna happen for a while. But here we go again. Make sure it's last time. This is Interstate T commander. He's headed back home.
You can fast forward it, Dave.
Right now, he's doing every bit of 100.
I show the speedometer. I'm topping out at like 100 and something. It just keeps climbing.
Wow. Was that back in?
That was in 2020.
Yeah.
Like I was immune to all these chases. They would pull one at least once a month. I mean, heavy duty, like run me off the road shit.
Here comes a boxing attempt.
Yep. There's another one where they're blinking lights on the side. There you go. Boom. He pulled over. One of them was pulled over on the side of the road. Watch this.
people really love me off the road trying to wreck me and shit. And there's two of them.
Here's the thing. Everybody's like, well, how do you know that's what's going on? I was like, because I'm doing 100 and so is everybody else. Does that make sense?
Right.
I'm trying to get the fuck away.
Yeah, you're trying to get up fast and get past them.
That Cavalier was pushing it to the limits, bud. I'm telling you that. Watch this. Flashing lights.
Yeah, but
They always use gray and white on me for some reason. Make my hands sweat, bro. I got another one for you, brother. Here's what people don't
yeah, so I
understand.
remember for a while there, I bet, man, before you left to go to work and on your way home, I bet you got sweaty. You had to start
Oh
praying,
yeah.
getting ready for the whole trip. But that was I know how that is. Certain spots, times of the day, certain situations, because that's when they would try on you. I remember that. Every
That
time
made
you
me
tried to go to
sick.
work or come home from work, they'd be trying to do some crazy stuff.
Trying to run me off the road, tie up a gas station. I got another one, bro. The ankle monitor. Everybody's got to see this to believe it. I want to show this to a Fed somewhere, but there's nobody that can show it to. This is classic. I even got like some other footage that are saved on flash drives and mailed to certain people that they can't erase this shit. So good luck with that one. Let's see
What's the
here.
name of the ankle monitor one?
That is. Oh, my phone just froze. Ooh, imagine that. It is. Come on, you guys stop. Right here, it says gang stalking program exposure removing ankle monitor. Go down to 4 years ago. It was down, it's right above the National Geographic video that you pulled up earlier. It looks like somebody's holding a flashlight. And I got some people that I've known my whole life that believe me, and they had masks on, and they took this thing off my leg, dude. I had to drive
Oh, I
over a
see. I see.
thousand
I got it.
miles. I had to drive 1,000 miles to do it, but they got it off. Like I said, I know people from my previous life.
Right.
You ain't gonna fuck with me. This will make you pucker up. You want to talk about a felony escape charge? Here we go.
Target all the way. Nice. Like,
So, can you kind of explain what's going on so everybody knows?
Here's what happened. Huron County incident. I sat in jail for a couple months, had no way to bond out. They finally released me on an ankle monitor. But get this, this is the only one, mind you, that is an old version from 1995. Everybody else in the whole courtroom got the brand new ones that look like a wristwatch. They gave me this heavy boxed up fucker, and I was second in line to get. So it had the schematics online my friend found, and he told me to get my ass to Arkansas, and I got to ride down there secretly. And then I secretly made it back to Ohio, mailed them their shit, never got no escape charges, never got no U.S. Marshals, nothing like that.
Because they had other plans. Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, this is part of the little puzzle trick they give you when they put you in these little situations. See if you can figure it out. Check it out.
found it? Hold on your shoe, Howard. Cool. Oh no. Flipping way, dude. Oh, free. Yeah, they probably did. Shine light on her so we can step by step this.
These guys are really smart.
Technically, I wouldn't do this in any other circumstances, but it's deactivated. And nobody's called me back. They said to take it off, bring it back to them. And okay, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm not escaping because hell, my lord. Well, I'm not free, but I am free. But I can put it right back on just as easy as I took it off. And it ain't gonna do no justice because it's off. Next, go get a bag or something to put all these little bitty pieces. All right, cut.
That's how we roll. Makes me sick. You people want to know what being poisoned looks like? For real poisoned? Go to my very first video, Dave, if you could,
Okay.
or my third video, all the way down at the bottom.
Yeah, I
It'll
think I can
say,
just hit oldest and it'll go right to it. Hold on. Oh, I got to get back to YouTube. All right. Let's see. YouTube. For some reason it exited out. Hold on. I'm going right now.
it'll say surviving Sam Cooke's Hamlet chicken poisoning because she kept bragging to everybody about poisoning me. I got text messages where she was bragging to people about poisoning me, and then I took somebody hostage and they admitted it at gunpoint that they were poisoning me because I had enough.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's see. So, oh yeah, I found it.
Just a little bit of that,
Hey,
and you'll see.
Listen.
Okay. Let's see.
They used a plant called the herb of grace to do this to me with. They overdosed me on it.
Would they put it in your food or something?
Yes. Look at that.
Wow. Wow.
Push
David
play.
here from Guardians Light. I want to talk about what faith has to offer every one of us. We all gotta have faith in the Lord. And we gotta have faith in each other because nobody believes us.
I was at my wits' end right there, bro.
He knows this is true. He knows this is true, and we've been chosen to fulfill.
Look at the dark circles under my eyes. That's going through chases, being shot, being chased, being hunted. That's what people, if you don't have, you got to have some dark circles. Them are like death dark circles, bro.
Before that, it was odd stuff that I never.
Everybody's like, oh, that's meth. No, bro, that ain't meth. Promise you that.
Oh, that's their favorite thing to blame it on.
Yep.
Works and how the world really.
All right, bro. I've seen enough of that. If anybody wants to watch it, they can watch that. I got an eyewitness, a friend of mine. If you guys want to see this right quick, it's an eyewitness to the Huron County incident. He was right there. It's one of my best friends ever. I owe my life to this guy, but he don't want nothing in return. That would be, let me scroll up. Eyewitness testimony on Huron County targeting program. It's right around the shootout, all this other stuff, the aftermath of the shootout.
5 years.
3 years ago.
Okay.
It says eyewitness testimony.
Well,
He's got
I'm
some
on
guy.
it.
Okay.
I got it. Okay, let's see.
How's it going, everybody? This is David Morrow, HardTarget. We're going to go back to the Huron County incident. I have a witness with me right here, my friend Phil, that actually picked me up while this thing was going on. And this is what happened whenever I was in the hospital there. We went back to the scene, and he helped me locate my vehicle, got me out of the hospital at the time. I wasn't charged with any criminal charges at the time. They released me on my own reconnaissance. And if you read my discovery, it specifically says that I was supposed to be detained in Huron County at the time while everything was going on. So I'd like to introduce to you my good friend Phil Champion. His relatives are the heirs to the spark plug company, Champion Spark Plugs. He's got relatives that were on the line with that. And if you would, this is Phil here. And he's going to clarify everything with the Huron County incident. I had him come up here on the 4th of July.
This, mind you, everybody, this is not a targeted person.
And he would like to throw his change in on here. But I'm going to go back to the Huron County incident to where.
Yeah, and did you hear what David said? David said, mind you, this dude is not targeted at all.
Everything was at full swing. This is after the chase that I was in, and I was in the ICU unit. And when I was in ICU, I had my family. They contacted the hospital. I don't know how they knew I was there, and they told them that I'm 40 years old. It's time for me to stop running in the woods and people chasing me and this and that. So that kind of deterred me from doing
That's what
it.
they told me.
But in the
A nurse come and
meantime,
told me that shit.
I was to be detained and sent to Huron County while this was going on, when I had no idea why I was being detained, because I was in fear of my life when I went to this house out in the woods. And Phil here, he come and picked me up from the hospital. Now, Phil, on that day, when you come and got me out the hospital, I want to hear your take on what happened and the phone call and everything that I called you during that day. You can take it from there, bud.
Well, when you called, I heard you were in the hospital. I left work, came seen you. You were able to leave. They didn't say anything. You didn't have any clothes or any possessions.
I was naked, bro.
You were in a paper gown.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. It was a purple gown, purple paper gown, because they chased me. The people that were chasing me around this property line for a couple miles were shooting at me. I got shot in the shoulder. My right shoulder was injured, and I was dehydrated. And I found refuge in this house, and I lost my clothes out in the woods, which are still out there in the middle of this place to this day. And I had a silver chain, $40, and a pair of pants, some shoes, and a shirt out there that I couldn't retrieve at the time, because whenever I lost all these items, I was clearing a creek from being shot at by these individuals that lived out there, and I had to take everything off because I was bogged down and wet to keep from making noise while these people were shooting at me.
To clarify, everybody, you can't run when you're soaking wet in jeans. Try it.
What did you
You
say?
cannot. I said, I'm telling everybody right now. They're like, well, how'd you lose your clothes? This sounds like a meth story. When you try to jump across a creek and you go up to your eyeballs and you're soaking wet, you're wearing shiny stuff, and people are hunting you, you cannot run in jeans. It's impossible. So guess what
Right.
I did? I went down in my boxers, baby, barefooted.
The clothes that the hospital had me in.
Wow.
And another thing is, Phil showed up at the hospital later on that day. I called him to come and get me because nobody else would. He knew what was going on in advance. He had a couple incidences with me in Mansfield before this went about the way it did, and he observed the behaviors of all these people following me around in the middle of the night.
He noticed it.
You go back to that, Phil. When we was in the middle of Mansfield, when I come from Columbus, and basically I come to your house to get some things from my brother's house, and I was staying at your house that night, but we were staking out my brother's place where he was at on, what was the name of that? Sheridan Avenue, I believe it was.
Yeah.
It was Sheridan Avenue. And then we went up the hill from there. We was staking out the house to make sure that everything was code steady, and it wasn't. Phil, if you could tell us what happened leading up to that point whenever I come to your house.
Yeah, we've seen certain individuals doing something, putting something in a van, going back into a house, and we just observed them for a little bit, and we got out of there and went back to my club.
And they were literally at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah.
And if you hang a right, you'd be at my brother's driveway. And this was happening, on the bottom of the hill there?
Yes.
So he noticed that at first. And then everything I was describing to him at the time, it was people following me around, people chasing me and everything. Everybody thought I was on drugs or I was losing my mind or something, but Phil stuck with me the whole time through all this, even though he reserved what he was thinking at the time. And as everything progressed, he knew it wasn't a cockamamie story that I was making up. He knew it was legit. He knew me as a person. He knew what was going on. He didn't know exactly what was going on, but he knew that I wasn't making this up, that I had no reason to lie about this thing. And he knew that there was people following me around and messing with me, but we didn't know why at the time. Know why. Now, back to the Huron
That's
County.
bad when other people know.
You come and got me.
Yeah. So they were loading stuff in. Could you kind of explain that?
They were there. There was like a biker clubhouse or something down at the bottom of this hill, but nobody was there until we pulled up at the top of the hill watching my brother's house. And then all these fucking people just pulled up in vans and stuff and then started like loading stuff, unloading stuff. It didn't make any sense. Like back and forth, back and forth. Then they started walking up the hill. And then we got out of there.
Right.
He's
Wow.
like, all right, I've seen enough. It's time to go. They're headed this way. But that was a scare tactic.
Right.
There's one more video that if you want to share it for a second, a split second. It
You don't want to play no more of this one?
If you want, I don't care, man.
Or we can just here we'll stop that one. If y'all want to know, just go to what was the name of that one?
That
I'm just trying to make sure because I'm sure other targets will be interested in your content. They need to go to your channel. It's at the @ symbol HardTarget 1258 if anybody wants to know.
that would be
And bro, we've experienced a lot of the same targeting as well, bro. Man.
that's craziness.
God was
It's called
definitely with you as well.
yeah, eyewitness testimony on the Huron County targeting campaign. And then I want to show you this video. I just made it recently because I felt comfortable to do it because I saved some of this up because I don't just give it all at once to confuse people. I do it kind of chronologically. So I bring it out in series, I guess you could say, so people can be like, oh crap, what happened with this point? Well, here's the beginning. Like when these people were on me and it shows their picture, it shows exactly chronologically what happened. This is bizarre. I seen a dude do a magic trick. I think it's evil, like satanic, because he was like moving trees with his hand. And you can say this is nuts all you want because I seen it happen. That's when I was like, oh, something's really wrong with this. It's the third video down, Dave, my new one. It's this was out a month ago. It's got
At first I
91.
thought it was nothing.
Yep. And this is it. Oh man.
I believe you. I want to tell you. I'll tell you something real quick before we start this. My dad used to tell me a story, about his brother. What his brother's done. His brother used to be into that into the black man. I'm not gonna go into his name or nothing, but anyway. So anyway, so
These
he
people are
swears
into
he
witchcraft and stuff.
yeah he swears up and down when he was a kid that his brother made it thunder and lightning and a whole rainstorm in his house in the room.
I
He
believe it.
swears up and down that
I
happened.
believe it.
So I believe him too because my dad would not BS over that. So I know there's some supernatural stuff and people. He's changed his life now. Praise God. But yeah. So I believe it's just yeah. This is it.
That's it.
Anyway, what happened in beginning of my stalking in 2019 when I started noticing things.
Whoa.
Somebody posted something the other day that made me think about this because it was kind of similar way. This involves the beginning of it with the handler.
I can hear it. That's the one that started this shit.
My brother, his old lady,
And my brother, and that weird looking dude right there, and her.
involves 3 different bar scenarios in Mansfield, Ohio. Anyway, beginning.
Now, do you think they were all this stems from the reason you were targeted, the National Geographic stuff? All these people
Absolutely.
were hired. That's what
Absolutely.
I'm trying to. Yeah. Okay.
I got a confession out of somebody over this at gunpoint. So yes.
Oh, okay.
2019. I first noticed I go to the bar in Little Kentucky in Mansfield. It's called Finish Line. It's a neat little biker bar. Pretty good atmosphere at the time. Nobody really fucked with me. So I go in, sitting there chilling, watching my brother play.
That's my brother playing.
And there's this guy, group of people over my left shoulder, and he kept making weird faces and shit, like he was about to burst out and crying. The fucker kept noticing. He started inching closer to me. Anyway, they got close enough, and he looked like this guy named Justin I know or knew, and I was like, "What happened?" And he started crying. All these people are trying to pull him back and stuff. I don't know if they might ask me or something because he said I look like somebody I didn't know if he owed him money or what.
But no, he said that he got unalived in the parking lot. These guys threw down on him, and that was it. And I never heard nothing about it. And he kept coming up to me, and kept pulling him back. My brother come off the stage, and I was telling him what was going on. And he's like, "Oh, that's a bunch of shit. Nobody got unalived in the parking lot." I'm like, well, he's making a big stink out of it. Somebody knows something. So that passed.
Now, do you think he told you that to start the fear tactic
Yes, that's what
and
I
get
was
the
just about
adrenaline
to
rush
say
and the
because
anxiety going?
it was making my wheels turn. Like this guy kept staring at me crying, and he come up to me and he's like, "You look just like this guy I know," and blah 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 blah. I'm like, "What the
Right,
fuck?"
right.
After like one good chase campaigns, I show up there one night. I told Sam Cook to stay the fuck away from me.
This is freaky right here.
People around her that was around me. There were certain ones that kind of like got a vibe from her or something. They didn't want to participate in it, from what I gathered later on. And people to protect me and stuff that were sent out in the woodwork, which makes no sense. I'm in there. I go in. It's cold outside. Notice few people playing pool up there. My brother's playing. I think this old lady was there. So I go in, and this old dude, biker looking dude's playing pool with this younger cat. We get the bullshit, and he asks me if he wants to play. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I can't remember what the substance of the conversation was at the time, but I mentioned my brother was playing. He asked me if I was around because my accent's southern at the time. And then we got into it about my brother, and he's like, "Yeah, that's my old stepson." I didn't know that. Yeah, nobody ever said anything to me about any of that. He's related to or anything, and he didn't hardly acknowledge him at all. My brother didn't acknowledge this guy, and let Sam Cook come up, and the dude like his posture changed and everything. And he was getting real short with her. She was asking questions about who are you, what are you doing here, blah blah. Why are you talking to him? And he's like, "This ain't none of your fucking business. See your way out of this conversation." So she walks off, goes off. He's like, "Hey man, you don't outside and smoke a cigarette?" I hollered you a minute. Like, all right, we go outside. Him and the kid.
These are the white hats, Dave. Everybody talks about white hats.
What the fuck are you talking about? Danger. I'm just telling you, man, you're a big danger. Your life's in danger. Because I'm here to make sure nothing happens. Okay? That sounded weird. Never heard no shit like that. Well, she comes out. She's all big-eyed, like, "Oh, what the fuck? What's this?" And he's like, "This is my grandson." I'm like, so I just played along. I'm like, yeah. She's like, "Well, you never told me about this. I don't know who the hell you are." He goes, "Because that's the way it's going to be. You don't need to know. So fuck off, pretty much." So she was like, it's like put a question or a wrench in the matrix part of the deal. So she left. That was one weird time there.
Yeah, they don't want this played either. It's
I
lagging.
can tell. They're putting stuff on my screen. Can you see that in the bottom right?
Yes.
I
Yes.
deleted that yesterday. The app, the Telegram app, I've deleted it. It still comes up.
Rewind just a second about this creepy satanic bar that they kept fucking something in reference to this bar, dude.
What it's going to be, you don't need to know. Fuck off, pretty much. Put a question or a wrench in the matrix part of the deal. So she, that was one weird time there. I remember leaving there one night from finish line. My brother was playing at this other bar called 4th Street Bar in Mansfield, by the FBI building downtown. It's kind of weird. I heard like they were telling me that in the back of this like a little private part of this building. It's really weird people doing this shit.
They do satanic rituals in there, yeah.
Shit going on. I don't want to get into all that. They closed this bar down a couple years ago, like 7 years ago, after the stalking shit happened. It began with me, and they shut it down because they had all these like weird bands coming in from California and weird shows. It's like
that's their advertisement.
It doesn't match the scenery, if you know what I mean. You can look this up on bands coming in from California and weird shows. It's like
what the
hell?
That's satanic, bro.
You can look this up on
Facebook. What's going on? My computer.
I told you.
Bro, my
So
screen's
yes,
black.
I know, bro. It's lagging like they do not want this out.
No, I'm saying I can't see my screen. You hear me?
Yeah.
How am I gonna get out of this and save this video? The
Just
screen is
play.
black. Man, I promise you. I can't see
I
the
know.
screen at all. It's
I
flashing black.
pause it for a second. I got it. I
I
got to
can't
take a break.
pause it.
Let it roll. I'll be right back. I got to go to the bathroom.
Dude, I can't see nothing.
Well, you want me to holler at you when I get right back?
I'm trying to, yeah, I'm trying, man. I wonder if the computer's overheating or what.
No, it ain't that, bro. They're just messing with it. Don't stop anything. It'll clear
Yeah,
up in a
but how are we
second.
gonna keep the recording? I can't do nothing. Hello? Hello?
It was late, like late.
What the hell?
It's weird shit.
I guess we can, wish there was a way to end the interview because I can't see nothing. I mean, it's flashing black. Man, I'm gonna take a picture of the screen. Now I did get a thing saying, see, if you're recording a Zoom call and the computer gets cut off, will it go to the cloud? Ron, hey, you still there? David.
I'm back.
Yeah, I can't see the screen, bro. I'm gonna send you what I guess I'm just gonna have
I
to.
can see the screen here. I can
Yeah,
totally
but
see
I'm
it.
just saying I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna send you. I'm just gonna have to exit this. I'm recording to the cloud, so it says it's gonna save it, you know.
It says it's recording on my end.
What I'm saying is, being that it's recorded to the cloud, I can restart my computer and it'll still, you know, because it's not doing nothing. My computer's super hot. There's no screen. Hold on. I'm
They're
finna
doing
send
this
you
on
the video.
purpose.
I'm gonna show you what's going on because I just took a recording. All right,
Yeah,
check your
this
messenger.
all right. This happens every time.
Oh no, I got a cloud. See, I pay for a cloud, so even if I was to restart my computer, we still got the rest of the interview on there. I just
Right.
asked Zoom. So I'm in a Zoom call that's being recorded. My computer's messing up. If I'm to restart my computer, will the Zoom call still process?
My whole phone is froze up, Dave. It won't even play the video.
If you restart your computer, the Zoom will disconnect, but the recording status depends on where it's being saved. Cloud recordings are continue automatically. See, I'm recording it to the cloud. Do you want to try to do that?
Wow. That's fucking crazy,
I
Dave.
promise you. Man,
Wow. I've
you
seen
see
stuff
it?
like this before. Yeah. They don't want us fucking chatting, bro. They don't want this shit out. I'm telling you.
I already know. Look, I'm gonna record a longer thing to show you it's still going on. You want me to just restart the computer and then just process what we got?
That or jump back in if you can and sum this up and include this shit in it.
Oh no, this will be in it. When I cut the computer off, all this is gonna be it's gonna be saved to the cloud.
Right.
But man, because I can't do nothing. It's a black screen. I
You want
can't.
me
I
jump out and
promise
come
you,
back in? Let me jump out and come back in, Dave.
I can't jump out and come back in because
No,
I can't do
me.
nothing on my screen.
Me. I'll see if
Oh,
that clears it up. You want me to give it a try?
yeah.
All right. Exalt. How do you get the fuck out of here? How do I leave this? It's been a minute. Meeting. There we go.
My
Can
screen
you
is
see me now?
black on Lenovo. What do I do in the middle of a Zoom call? Oh no, I can't see. I can't see nothing. I just
All right,
sent you another video of what it's doing.
I'm gonna jump out right quick, see if it helps.
Control. Okay, there we go. I can see it now. Can you hear me? I'm back. You there? It said if I've been
It'll be.
recording. Okay, we're back. Sorry for the interruption. So I don't know if y'all were seeing it, but here's what I was seeing on my end during the Zoom call when I started freaking out. If you're wondering, because I'm going to merge these videos together. If you're wondering what I was seeing, I mean, he probably was thinking like, "What is he talking about?" But I'm
I
going to
already
show you
know.
what I was seeing. And I was seeing this. And then I took another one where I'm talking in the background just to show in case anybody wants to. Yeah, right. Okay, this one.
No, I got audio recordings, video recordings, the same type of stuff. They do this to interfere because when you get to the juice they do not want out, they do this shit. And
Right.
we were halfway through that story and they
Record
do not
longer
want that out.
thing to show you it's still going on. You want me to just restart the computer? And right, I'm gonna record a longer thing to show you it's still going on. You want me to just restart the computer? And see, that's what was going on during all that stuff. The whole time I was like, what? So he was in the middle of talking about thing to show you it's still going on. You want me to just... Now, was that the video about the bar?
Yes.
Yeah. And what I'm gonna do is just merge this little short exit in and hopefully we can do a part two. But I think you did good today. I think it covered a lot, a good introduction to your channel too. Boy, I freaked out. 'Cause I'm like, oh gosh, because you're seeing Zoom on your end. I was like, I hope he don't think I'm trying to sabotage the interview.
No,
You know
I
how
know it. I
TIs,
know
some
better, dude.
TIs, yeah, I know, but some TIs would have.
I ain't like that. You got to understand.
Right.
You know me better than that, dude. I know I don't get suspicious and crazy and shit. After I've been through all the little magic shows I've seen this a million times. It doesn't. I'm used to it, dude. I knew it was
Right.
gonna. I knew it was gonna happen. Either we're gonna get a shitload of phone calls, or electronics are gonna go haywire, which they did
Yep.
on
Well,
certain videos. Yeah, I'm
yeah.
down with a part two. Whenever you want to do it, we can do it tonight if you want to later on this evening when I wake up. I work third shift, so I'm a night owl, so I'll be up
Oh, it'll
till.
be scheduled at a different time. I don't know when it'll be scheduled. Probably next week sometime if that's
That's
all right.
fine. You want to play part
I
one
think
right
we
now and
co
load it up?
I think we covered a lot today though. A lot to give people idea of who you are, you're targeting. I think it was a great interview, especially I didn't even know all that deep stuff about the National Geographic. It went that deep, you know. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop the recording right now and we
Well,
can say our goodbye. Hard target 1258 At HardTarget 1258 is his YouTube channel.
Also, I'm on other platforms as well. I'm on Cura, Rumble, X. Dave's got all my information on that. Some Facebook. My stuff's private. I can't remember what else. Reddit, some other shit. But anyway, I write a bunch of things. I am a citizens reporter for the Brady's list. So if anybody wants details, jump on the Brady's list, send stuff to me. I can get FOIA requests like that instantly on anything because of my credentials, but that's legit. But Dave, I appreciate your time, and I know it's stressful doing this for me, and I have to build up the courage to do it again. I did like 5 or 6 interviews, and I just hate reliving this shit, but people need to learn this. They need to hear this, and it needs to. I don't care if people look at my YouTube channel. I could give a shit less, but it's for educational purposes for people who don't know what's going on. And if you people want real evidence about what's really going on in the targeted community, I have it for sure. Dave knows that. He has it
Right.
too. But my shit's concrete. Like they don't want it out, bro. Like I try to live my life, but this is what I do on my spare time now and with my family. So much love to you, brother. I appreciate you having me.
No problem. I'm glad you came on, man, because I really got to see we got a lot of stuff in common now. Man, you've had the gambit thrown at you. See, people who've been through stuff like that, it's kind of easier for us to believe in God because we know there's no way we could be here without him, you know?
Right. And that's the
Right.
only way. I don't care what anybody
Exactly.
says.
Exactly. All right. I'm gonna stop recording.
All right.